So everyone, welcome to Game 4 of the National League Division Series. We won Game 3, 3-2 on a walk-off single from Brandon Nimmo. And so now our starting pitcher will be Trevor Rogers, who was injured, who was our best pitcher up until late August when he then got hurt. And he has not pitched since. He is freshly recovered from his injury, but that is not stopping me from just throwing him into the fire against the Braves here with the chance to clinch the division series today. Starting for the Atlanta Braves is J.R. Ritchie, who was pretty good. He also pitched against us in his last game of the season, giving up 3 runs in 6 innings. Given how the offense has been this series, I would gladly take 3 runs against him. And so we have our lineup against right-handed pitchers. And so we have all of our lefties in there. We, of course, may end up using Brent Rooker specifically as a pinch hitter for Nimmo later in the game if he's facing a lefty. And then we also have the defensive sub of Harrison Bader if needed. And so that is it for us. We have all of our relievers are ready to go. Meanwhile, the Braves still have some tired players such as Felix Bautista and Angel Perdomo. And so without any further ado, let's get this game started. Alright, so now we have Game 4 ready to start. We are starting at 8:05 p.m., which I think means that the other series has probably already played their game for the day. And here we go. And that is a base hit for Michael Harris to lead off against Trevor Rogers. Here's Michael Harris. That's Austin Riley now hitting. Oops, looking at the wrong place. Harris steals second base, and the Braves already have a runner on second. 2-2, Riley grounds it to third, they fire to first, and we get the first out of the inning. But the Braves now have a runner on third and can very easily score here. And Acuna will walk. Now here is Matt Olson. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. Acuna steals, but the throw to second will not be in time. So Trevor Rogers is letting up lots of stolen bases right now. But he strikes out Olson, and now he faces Sean Murphy. And Murphy deep into center field, but Carter will settle under it and make the catch, so we get out of the first inning unscathed. So now we have Carter, Alvarez, and Bellinger. And Carter lines out to the third baseman. Here's Francisco Alvarez. And Alvarez strikes out, and now here's Cody Bellinger. And that is strike 3, and so we get nothing in the first inning. So it is Albies, Ruiz, and Mooney due up. And Albies starts off with a lead-off walk. I'm going to throw to first since they've been aggressive stealing bases. I don't think Albies will be very aggressive, but we'll throw it there anyways. And they pop up the bunt, a terrible bunt by Ruiz, and so now Mooney will hit. And they do the hit and run, I believe, but we are still able to throw the runner out at first. So now we have Albies on second with 2 outs with Orlando Arcia at the plate. And Arcia deep into the gap, and we give up another RBI hit in the second inning to the 9-hitter Orlando Arcia, and so we will be playing down in the game this early on. Here is now Trevor Rogers. I think just to be safe, I'll start warming up Owen White. And the pitch and its little grounder, and they get the out at first, so we limit the damage to only 1 run here at the top of the second. So now we have Alonso, Nimmo, and Torkelson. And Alonso strikes out. Here is Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo strikes out. And now here is Spencer Torkelson. And Torkelson grounds out to the third baseman. So we go down 1-2-3 in the second inning as well as the first. Let me just pull something up real quick. I'm just going to put something really cool in the chat real quick. So now we have the third inning, the 2-3-4 hitters due up. And it's going to be a ground out for Riley. Here is Acuna. And Acuna, oh, but it is bobbled by Vargas, and so we will not get the out. Gonna throw to first since Acuna ran last time, and I'm gonna pitch it. And Olsen slices it to left field, but it will be caught by Bellinger. And now here is Sean Murphy. The 0-2 to Murphy, and Murphy with a base hit up the middle. Acuna tries to go to third, he will get there, and Sean Murphy will advance to second on the throw. Just going to visit the mound to make sure that he's okay. And now let's pitch to Albies. And Albies deep into center field, but it's going to be a diving Evan Carter to save 2 runs, and so we get out of the top of the third unscathed. Here's now Hernandez, Bazana, and Vargas, as Richie has faced the minimum so far. And Hernandez strikes out. That's already the 5th strikeout for Richie. Here's Bazana. He will be putting the ball in play, and he slashes it the other way, and that's going to get down for at least a base hit. And it looks like it will just be a single. Oh no, it's going to be a double for Bazana as he some aggressive base running, gets him to second. And so we have our first base runner, and he is on second with 1 out. Here's Juan Vargas. And Vargas with a base hit into right field. This should score Bazana, and he will score. And so it is a tie ball game here in the 3rd inning with Juan Vargas on first. And I think I might be willing to send Juan Vargas given the fact that he is such a good base runner. I'm going to try stealing, and there will be no throw, so we will get a free base off of that stolen base attempt. So now Evan Carter is hitting with a 1-0 count and a runner in scoring position, and they walk Carter on 4 pitches. Now here is Francisco Alvarez. And Alvarez with a little grounder. They do not throw to second, but they get the out at first. So second and third now with Bellinger up. And the full count. And they walk Bellinger. So that loads the bases now for Pete Alonso, our biggest home run hitter. He already has 2 home runs this postseason to lead the team. And let's see what he can do. The 1-1. And he slashes it the other way. This is going to give the Mets the lead as we score 2 runs. Alonso and Bellinger will take the extra base as we throw home. And the Mets now lead 3-1. Here is now Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo strikes out. But on 3 hits, we score 3 runs, and we now lead 3-1 heading into the 4th. So now, just in case, I think I'm going to warm up Mike Vasile, because I think Rogers is probably going to be his last inning. Strike 3. Here's Alex Mooney. And Mooney with a base hit into center field. Mooney is really fast. We'll throw to first. So now Arcia is up, and I think I might just bring in Basile, frankly, because I think Rogers is already tired. He's also rusty since he hasn't pitched in a while, but we'll take 3 1/3 with only 1 run given up from him. And Basile gets a ground ball to third. They get the out at second. They turn the double play. So Basile gets 2 outs on 1 at bat. And we head into the bottom of the 4th, still with the lead. Torkelson, Hernandez, and Bazana due up. And Torkelson will walk to lead off the inning. Here's Christian Hernandez. So it's an 0-2 count, and he hits the ball into left field, and it will be caught. Now here is Travis Bazana, and Bazana strikes out. So now it will be Juan Vargas, and Vargas, who had an RBI single last time, hits a ball into right field, but Acuna will pace over and make the catch. So we get a leadoff walk, but do nothing with it as we head into the top of the 5th. 0-2, and we strike out Michael Harris II. Here's now Austin Riley. And Riley with the base hit, and so it's going to put a runner on for Matt Olson. For Ronald Acuna Jr., my bad. And Acuna with the base hit, so that's going to put 2 runners on for Matt Olson. The throw goes to third. And I think I might have to prepare someone else to get up to handle this just in case, and I think it might be... I think I might go with Brandon Sprout here, frankly, even though it's this early. The 2-2, and he strikes out Olsen. That is a major out, so now we just have to face Sean Murphy. And the 1-0, and we hit him. Ay, ay, ay. And so now we face Ozzy Albies with the bases loaded. Gonna visit the mound just to make sure that he's okay, and I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna pitch it to him. And they walk Albies, and I think that's gonna be it for Mike Basile. His outing does not go anywhere near as well as his first outing this postseason, and I'm going to bring in Brandon Sprout in the top of the 5th. Ruiz up, hits a fly ball to right field. It is deep, but Torkelson will settle under it, and Brandon Sprout faces 1 batter and gets us out of the jam, and so we will enter the 6th inning up by at least 1. Top of the order up for us in the bottom of the 5th, and Carter hits a grounder, but it will be a very funky out graphics-wise. Here is Francisco Alvarez. And Alvarez hits a grounder to Arcia, and that will be... Oh, but they dropped the ball at first, so Alvarez will get to first. Now here is Cody Bellinger. And Bellinger hits that ball into left field, but it will be caught. So the runner will remain on first, and so now we have Pete Alonso, and what is probably going to be Richie's last inning. And it's a grounder, and Riley fumbles it now, so we have 2 errors from the Braves in this inning. I believe this is the first 2 that they've made this series. And now they're bringing in their starter, AJ Smith-Shawver, to pitch to Brandon Nimmo. So we got the starter out after 4 2/3, and Nimmo with the walk-off single last night comes up, and he hits it into left field, and it will land. The runner is coming home, and Alvarez will score on the base hit from Nimmo. So 2 errors by the Braves, and the Mets are able to cash in at least one of them as runs. Here is now Spencer Torkelson, and Torkelson will strike out, and so that will end the inning. But on the 2 errors, the Mets do score 1 run along with an RBI single. Excuse me. So now we have the 8-9-1 hitters up for the Braves. and they strike out Alex Mooney. Here is now Orlando Arcia, and he strikes out. So 2 strikeouts now for Brandon Sprout. He's now going to be facing the heart of the order, so I think it might be wise for me to say get up Christian Scott, just in case things get hairy. But they get the strikeout, and so we retire the side, strikes out the side actually, here in the 6th. So now here's Hernandez, Bazana, and Vargas. And Hernandez strikes out. Here is Bazana. And Bazana deep into center field, and that ball is going to be caught by Harris as he phases into the wall using some superpower with an incredible catch. And here is now Juan Vargas. I think I'm going to get up Nick Sandlin, frankly, to see, because I don't know. I mean, Christian Scott could actually probably pitch 2 innings if we need him to. So I will actually warm him up, I think. And here's Juan Vargas. And the 1-0 to Vargas. And it's a little grounder, but it will be an out. So we now enter the 7th inning. And we are up 4-2. And I think I'm just going to bring in Christian Scott now. Sprout had already thrown 20 pitches, and so I want to give him a break. Just in case things get hairy, I will get up Sandlin and Mabry. So here's Christian Scott. And he strikes out the first hitter that he sees. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. And Acuna with a grounder to third, but Hernandez will throw him out. Yes, that is what happened. And now here's Matt Olson. And that ball is deep by Olson, and that's gonna lower our lead to only 1 run as Olson hits it to Shea Bridge in right center field. 440 feet, an absolute blast. Only the 2nd home run that the Braves have hit this series. I'm going to leave in Scott to face Murphy. And the 0-1. And Murphy with a base hit. So Scott's outing does not go as well as you would hope. And I think I am going to bring in Nick Sandlin now. Let's see what Sandlin can do. And a little grounder. Bazana fields, and he makes the catch. So we give up a solo home run in the top of the 7th, but nothing else will come from the Braves that inning. We have the top of the order up now, as we still try to score a run off of Smith's shower. And Carter down the line. This is going to be for extra bases. He rounds first and will head into 2nd, and Evan Carter has a leadoff double, and that is our leadoff hitter. So now here is Francisco Alvarez. I think I'm going to leave Sandlin in for the for the top of the 8th, sorry. Here's now Francisco Alvarez. And Alvarez, it's a ground ball. Arcia throws to first, and so we will have a runner on 3rd with 1 out and 2 opportunities at least to score. And here is Bellinger. And Bellinger hits a little grounder. Mooney fields, fires to first, and that makes it out 2 outs for Pete Alonso. And Alonso base hit, and we cash in the run. And I don't know what the hell happened with that throw. And then they bobble it and right. Okay. I don't exactly know what just happened there, but we got, I guess, an RBI single and then an error, and he advances to 2nd. That is Alonso's 3rd RBI today. There's now Brandon Nimmo hitting. And the 2-2 to Nimmo, and he strikes out. So we do score a run after the leadoff double by Evan Carter in the bottom of the 7th, And we enter the 8th with a 2-run lead, and Nick Sandlin on the mound facing the bottom of the Atlanta Braves order. And that is a strikeout to start the inning. Here is Jake Fraley. And Fraley flies out to left field. Now here is Orlando Arcia. And I'm going to get Clase up again. I think I'm going to try pitching him for a 3rd game this series. And hopefully Sandlin, though, just retires Arcia. And it looks like he will. And Sandlin comes in, faces 4 batters, and retires all of them. As now we head to the bottom of the 8th, with Torkelson, Hernandez, and Bazana due up. I'm still going to let Torkelson to hit, though if he gets on, I will bring in a pinch runner. And Torkelson with a little ground ball, but it will be caught by Felix Bautista. It will be fielded by Olsen and tossed to Bautista. Here is Christian Hernandez, and he works full counts. And he gets to first base, so we do have a base runner here in the bottom of the 8th. Here is now Travis Bazana. And Bazana strikes out. So now here is Juan Vargas. Let me think about something real quick. No, that would have... Oh, wait, hang on. No, there's no real point to doing that. I'm just looking at potential substitutions. There's up Juan Vargas. And Vargas on a 2-0 count hits a ground ball to Arcia, but he will toss to Mooney, and that ends the inning. So, for a chance to clinch the series, we are going to bring in our closer, Emmanuel Clase. And let's hope for the best as we now try to close out this series against the Atlanta Braves. For defense, we will be bringing in Harrison Bader. He will replace Spencer Torkelson in the lineup, and we will move Bader to center field, and Carter will be moved to right field. Besides that, I will not be making any other defensive improvements. I think at first base it's not significant enough to really do, and there is none that we can make at catcher. So here we go. Clase facing the 1-2-3 hitters in the Braves order. Harris works a full count. And Harris strikes out. Here's now Austin Riley. The 1-2 to Riley. And that ball is hit into right field. Ranging over is Carter, and he will make the catch. And so now here is Ronald Acuna Jr. He is potentially the last hitter of the Braves season. The pitch from Clase, and Acuna pops it up. Vargas or Hernandez, it will be Vargas. They make the catch, and the New York Mets have won the 2028 National League Division Series, defeating the division rival Atlanta Braves in 4 games, as we will go on to the League Championship Series. Here is the box score. The Mets win 5-3. Here is the win probability graph. As you can see, it favored the Braves a little bit after they scored the first run of the game in the top of the 2nd, but we scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, and each time the Braves continued to score throughout the game, we responded in the bottom of the inning to keep their deficit the same. Next up, here is the Atlanta box score. As you can see, some good performances from Acuna and Murphy, stolen bases from Acuna and Harris as well, as they were very aggressive against Trevor Rogers early in this game. However, the 9 hits and 3 walks only amounted to 3 runs. On the Mets side, they only had 6 hits and 4 walks, 2 hits from Alonso, who drove in 3 runs, but they were able to do enough with those, as well as 3 errors from the Atlanta Braves, which could be credited with scoring 2 runs, frankly, and were able to bring across the plate 5 runs, 2 more than Atlanta's 3. We only had 2 extra base hits, a double by Bazana in the 3rd, and then a double by Carter in the 7th. Atlanta had a double against Rogers in the 2nd, and then a solo home run off of Christian Scott in the 7th inning. And Juan Vargas also stole his 2nd base of the postseason. On the pitching side, Atlanta only used 3 pitchers. They used J.R. Ritchie, who sort of got hit around, even if his peripheral stats were pretty good. A.J. Smith-Shawver was doing well in his first 2 innings of work, but then fumbled in his 3rd as he gave up a run. And then Felix Bautista did come in, and he had a pretty good inning. On the Mets side, Trevor Rogers made his first start since he only pitched 2/3 of an inning on August 30th, but he was, while rusty, still pretty good and gave up only 1 run over 3 1/3 innings. Mike Vasile came in and closed out the bottom of the 4th. However, he then started giving up base runners in the top of the 5th. So we brought in Brandon Sprout, who ended the inning and pitched a 1-2-3, top of the 6th, striking out everyone. Christian Scott pitched well up until that solo home run by Olsen. And then we brought in Nick Sandlin, who had a solid inning in the 3rd, and Clase, who, like usual, was dominant. Player of the game went to Pete Alonso in front of a sold-out Citi Field crowd. In the postseason, the New York Mets are now 5-1. And I will see you all in the National League Championship Series, where we will be facing either the St. Louis Cardinals or the Los Angeles Dodgers. They will be going to a Game 5, the only one of these series that will be going to a Game 5, which will be played in 2 days, and currently the probables are Pablo Lopez and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So I will see you all for the championship series in a few days.